Hi Sharon, thanks for coming to use the services of one-to-one personal training. Before we start, we just have a couple of forms that I need you to complete. One is a health screening form, and the second one is an exercise history and attitude questionnaire. And the purpose of both of these forms is just to give us a snapshot of your health and fitness levels and some of your goals as well, so that we can prescribe a program that's particularly suited for your needs. So if you wouldn't mind, we'll start off with the health screening questionnaire. And as I said, this is generally about medical conditions or any injuries, because if you have any injuries or conditions, we don't want to aggravate them through our exercise program. So could I get your full name, please, Sharon?
Sure, Sharon Collins.
And your age, please, Sharon?
27.
Okay. Can I get your address, please, Sharon?
Sure, it's Cardavin, Limerick.
Okay. And your mobile number?
085 1234567.
Okay. And do you have your own doctor? Could I have name the doctor, please?
Sure, Dr. McCann.
Dr. McCann. And where's he located, Sharon?
Cardavin in Limerick.
Cardavin as well. All right. You wouldn't by any chance know the phone number for that doctor?
I do. It's 061 023 577.
Great. Thank you very much. And finally then, would you have an emergency contact? Now this might be a parent, a sister, a brother, a husband, wife, etc. That, for example, if we were training together and you just happened to go over on your ankle or twist your knee and I needed to contact somebody about it, would you have a phone number?
Yeah, sure. My husband, Jason, and it's 085 111 2277.
Okay, that's great. So we'll just get into the form itself, and what I will say that any answers that you give me here are totally confidential and will only be used to describe the correct exercise program for you. So, do you have any heart problems?
No.
Okay. Is there a history of heart disease or stroke in your family?
No, but my dad does have high blood pressure.
Okay.
So he got it in his later years when he was 63, I think it was.
Okay, and do you know if he had that throughout his life, or was it, and it was just diagnosed late, or was it something that came on in his later years?
Just came on in his later years.
Okay.
But I would be a little bit worried because at my last visit to the doctor I was told that my blood pressure was slightly elevated as well.
Alright, and how long ago was that, Sharon?
That was about 4 months ago.
Alright, and did he give you medications, or did he recommend any type of treatment?
Just that I would get fit, exercise more, and no medications at the moment. To review it the next time.
Right, so we'll note that in and make sure that your program conforms just to, and we'll monitor your blood pressure throughout. Do you have any other form of illness or disease, such as maybe asthma, diabetes, epilepsy, anything like that?
No.
No? Okay. Are you currently on any type of medication?
No.
Okay. Do you have any type of muscle, joint or back problems? Any problems with your ankles, your knees, your shoulders, etc.?
No.
Okay. Have you had any surgery within the last 4 months?
No.
Are you pregnant now, or were you in the last 4 months?
No.
Okay. Do you have a hernia, or have you ever suffered from a hernia or any other condition that might be, say, aggravated or made worse by lifting weights or straining? No.
I have not. No.
Okay. Do you have any other conditions that may limit your exercise program? Anything that you think might interfere with you exercising?
No, not that I know of.
Okay. Have you ever been advised by a doctor not to exercise?
No, but I have 2 children, but only just in later pregnancy, I suppose I didn't exercise. But no, I was fit and healthy throughout.
Okay.
So my children are 4 now and 18 months.
4 and 18 months. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's great. Do you smoke?
No.
Okay. And at the moment, are you taking any type of exercise? And if you are, what is it? And secondly, how often?
No, I'm not doing anything at all now. Before the children, I used to go to the gym about 3 mornings a week, but since the kids have come along, I just haven't been able to go out to the gym at all, so I'm doing no exercise at the moment.
Okay. So that's about it for the health screening form. I have one more form that I'll need you to sign in a few minutes. It's called an informed consent form. And that basically informs you that although exercise is generally good for you, there are times when you could suffer from lightheadedness, fainting, cramps, or maybe muscle or joint injury, and that there is a low risk of heart attack as well, and that you understand those risks and that you accept them. So I'll get you to sign that one in a few minutes.
Great.
Okay?
Sure.
So, thanks for that one. The next one is called an exercise history and attitude questionnaire. And what this, Sharon, it gives me an overview of maybe your past exercise history, your attitude to exercise, maybe any bad experiences that you may have had while you were exercising, because obviously we don't want to repeat any of those or do anything that you don't particularly like in the form of exercise, etc. And this will also, apart from fitness testing, this will also give us a little snapshot of what your current fitness levels might be. So, to start off with, could you rate your exercise level on a scale of 1 to 5? Now, 5 being very strenuous, okay, and 1 being hardly anything at all. So if you could rate your exercise from 1 to 5 for each age range through to your present age. So let's just say from your late teens, from 15 to maybe 20 years of age, would you have done much exercise?
Yeah, probably a 3. I was involved with a running club.
Okay.
At school up until after my leaving cert, and I stayed with it for a year or 2 afterwards.
All right. Okay. And between the ages then of 21 to 30?
Well, I suppose maybe a 2 or 3. I was going to the gym until the kids came, but now presently it would be a 1.
Okay. So you're actually doing nothing at all now?
Very little. Maybe
Right.
walk if I can. It might only be once a week.
Okay, and we'll come back to the gym in a few moments, and we'll just get more details on what you're actually doing. What about sport then? Did you have any interest in sport, maybe in secondary school or college or anything like that?
I just ran a couple of cross-country races and a little
Okay.
bit of track, but nothing very, very big. I didn't compete at a high level or anything like that.
Okay, when you say you ran, what distances?
I was doing the long distance on the track. It was mostly cross-country,
Right.
and there was no road running. It was just cross-country or track, and the high jump, the long jump.
Okay, and we were talking 5Ks or 10Ks?
5Ks.
5K mainly. Okay, that's great. Do you have any negative feeling towards, or have you ever had any bad experiences with fitness testing or fitness evaluation? Say, maybe when you joined the gym, or maybe in the athletics club, the coaches may have performed some fitness assessments, etc., with you. How did you feel about that?
I remember doing a bleep test and not liking that at all.
Right.
In the gym then, there wasn't. I mean, I met with somebody on the first day and they did very brief fitness tests, but other than that, I didn't have any other fitness tests.
Okay.
Nobody kept speaking to me about my ongoing fitness.
Okay. The one thing you could say is that you certainly didn't enjoy the strain of the bleep test, or
very
the
strenuous. It was
20-meter
stressful.
shuttle run, track runs or anything.
No.
You didn't like those maximal type
No.
tests? Okay.
Very stressful.
Okay. That's great. So what we're trying to do now is just get an idea, maybe before we even, and this will help us to choose appropriate fitness tests for you as well, that if we have some idea of how your fitness levels may be. So the first one I'm going to ask you is on a scale of 1 to 5, right? 1 being very low and 5 being very high, to characterize or to rate your present aerobic fitness level. Now just to explain that, aerobic fitness is the type of fitness that you would use for jogging, for swimming, for cycling. It involves the heart and lungs. It's that type of fitness. So would you rate your present aerobic fitness level, please?
2, maybe 2, 3.
Right. About a two or three, around
Yeah,
that?
I think so.
Okay, so you're not really bad.
No,
A little
no.
bit. Okay, great. Now, would you rate your present muscular capacity? Now, muscular capacity can be explained by perhaps your ability. Muscular endurance would be your ability maybe to do sit-ups or ab curls, or to repeat certain movements a lot of the time. Or maybe strength would be what you could lift in one big movement. So what do you think of your present muscular capacity?
Oh, quite low. I'd say maybe a 2. I've never done weights or any type of exercise like that.
Okay.
Even in the gym, I would only go on the treadmill.
Okay. And finally then, one more please, if you wouldn't mind, your flexibility levels. And that's the ability then to move or to bend, or your range of movement around a joint.
So that wouldn't be good, I wouldn't think. That would probably be maybe a 1 or a 2.
Okay.
Not great. I find that when I try to do any stretches, I would have, I wouldn't be very good with them at all.
Okay. All right. So the next question, Sharon, relates a little bit to motivation and your ability to sustain a program once you start it. So, have you ever started exercise programs and then find yourself maybe unable to adhere to them? Like, you start off great gusto for a couple of weeks and then you give up, or are you good at sticking to it? Or
No, I would probably be what you just said before. So I find it quite hard. I've tried lots of things. In the gym, I lost motivation because I was just using the treadmill.
Right.
I have tried to do a few exercise programs and DVDs at home, but again, I just find it quite hard to do it on my own. I need somebody there to motivate me, I think.
Right. And so being on your own, obviously, you've just said it yourself there, seems to be one of the main reasons. Is there anything, have you ever thought about why, and you may not have, but have you ever thought of why you might stop exercising after a few weeks? One, you've just identified yourself there. You said, you tend to be on your own and you think you do better if you had someone with you. Is there anything else that you find demotivates you or interferes with your ability to keep on the exercise program?
I suppose I find it boring on my own.
Okay.
That's probably the main thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So, just if we were to start training together, how much time do you think you would be able to devote to an exercise program? Now, you can look at an exercise program in two real terms. One, I suppose, with me as your personal trainer, and secondly then something that maybe you might do on your own, or maybe get some friend involved with you as well. So if we could look at those two different angles, so how long, as in terms of minutes per day and how many days per week, would it be that you think you could manage?
Okay, well, I'd be hoping for 4 days a week.
Right.
Maybe 2 with a trainer.
All right.
And maybe 2 on my own. If I could do a little bit more, that would be even better. Okay. But probably would have to be an hour, I would think, each time. So 4 times a week, an hour.
Okay. And that would be an hour on your own as well?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And we'll come back to that in a few minutes, and before we develop the whole program, we can look at, what are the suitable days, etc. So, are you currently taking part in any type? And I think we cleared this one up with our screening form at the moment, a few moments ago. You're not actually doing any exercise at all at the moment?
No.
Okay. So, is there any particular types of exercise that interest you?
I'd like to, when I was in the gym, I'd like to get involved with do some weights. It's just that nobody's ever shown me what to do or how it works with machines, or even with free weights, dumbbells or anything like that. So I'd like to maybe get involved in something like that, and I just like to get fit and tone up. So I don't mind doing things in the gym like the treadmill and that, but if I could just have it a little bit more varied.
Okay.
And maybe somebody tell me other machines, how to use other machines. I also wouldn't mind going for a jog. I think maybe a walk run.
Right. I
hear people talking about these couch to 5k programs, so maybe that would be something that I'd be interested in.
Okay, and you have a jogging background as well.
Yeah.
So that might suit. So Are you really saying that you have used some of these weights before or machines in the gym, but nobody really taught you how to use them properly, or you never had a proper program?
Never had a proper program, really. No.
Right.
No.
Okay, you just mentioned there toning up, so maybe some type of body conditioning exercise, maybe. And just in terms of other things that we could do, or possibly maybe even classes that we could look at instead of you exercising on your own, would you have any interest in maybe a step aerobics class or circuit training class, or maybe aerobic dance type?
Yeah, I'd be interested in circuit training.
Would
I
you?
think maybe as well, I've heard Pilates might work for my posture. I have noticed as I've had the children as well, and that I work in an office, that I'd have rounded shoulders.
Right.
So I sort of slump at my desk and I find it hard to correct my posture. And I've just heard people saying that Pilates may be good for my posture and for helping strengthen my back after having the children.
Well, as part of our fitness assessments, I suppose, we would be looking at your posture, but is this something you have developed, or has it been said to you? Or?
Yeah, it's been said to me. But I would feel it myself just over the desk all the time.
Right.
At the end of the day, I just find it quite hard to straighten up and pull my shoulders back.
Right.
But it has been noted by people that my
you-
posture is that I have, my shoulders are coming forward a little bit.
Okay.
Slumping.
And do you find that's cause for any pain in your upper back or any part of your back?
Yeah,
your
sometimes
neck?
my shoulders and my neck.
Right.
My shoulders and my neck.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when you mention your job there, is it fairly sedentary? Is it office based? What type of work is it?
It is. It's a receptionist, so sitting at a desk all day,
Right.
answering phones and typing.
Okay. And and that contributes then to that position. I suppose we could have started off the whole questionnaire with this question, like, is, what do you want exercise to do for you? In other words, why are you here with me? What do you want out of this?
Okay, just really, I suppose the first thing is to get fit. It's not necessarily about losing weight for me, it's just about getting fit and toning up.
Okay.
So that would be very important to me, and then I'm just very self-conscious with my posture now. It's something that I want to improve.
All right.
So they're the main things.
Yeah, just let's go back on that word, get fit. There are many aspects of fitness. For example, we've spoken already about aerobic fitness, muscular fitness, flexibility, etc. And so to get fit is a very broad term, and I'd like to just be a little bit more specific. Now, you did say tone up, right? Which is specific. It's kind of a muscular endurance thing. What other aspects of fitness would you see yourself liking to improve?
I definitely want to get more flexible. I know that's important as I get older, is to get more flexible, so I would have to do some sort of work on that.
Right.
And then I just notice myself in everyday life, when I'm going for a walk, or I don't like that I'm breathing heavily, and I feel that I've lost that type of fitness.
Okay. So we're looking at aerobic fitness, toning or muscle tone, and also then finally some flexibility. And we also have to look after that posture issue that you have as well. So if I was to ask you, and if these were your 4 goals, and I was to ask you to rank them in order of importance, which do you think would be the most important one to you, or is there one?
Probably the main 2 would just be the aerobic fitness levels, I think.
Right.
So I think that's important. And then I think the posture, just because at the moment I'm so self-conscious about it, I'd like to improve that. And then going forward, I hope then that I would be able to incorporate the toning afterwards, and flexibility.
Okay, so I think that's about it. Sharon, what I have now is I have an overall snapshot of your health. I have a smaller snapshot now of your fitness levels, and more importantly, I know what your likes and dislikes are in exercise and fitness assessment, and I have a ranking of your goals. So from here, what will happen is I'll go away and I'll collate all this information, and perhaps I could meet you next Tuesday with an outline plan for your program and what we're going to do, and I'll look at planning a program that would involve you meeting me twice per week, and and something that you could do on your own, whether it's a classes or a jog or whatever it is. And we will keep in mind that the motivational factors that you've mentioned of exercising on your own as well. And I'll meet you next Tuesday and we'll have a look at the program.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you.